Hey there, Chief. Dennis Farina here, and welcome to JSYK with the Dennis Farina. Just so you know, I'll be talking for most of this.
I don't think so. This is the Cage Man Uncaged podcast with your main caster, Nicholas freaking Cage.
Now I gotta wonder, and I'm sure you do too, how this midge named Nicolas Cage thinks he can be uncaged.
Who is this midge you're talking about? It's the Cage Man. How do you not know this?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, guys, it's
Right.
our podcast. It's D podcast
That's
with your
right.
main bros slamming skits.
Well then, just so you know, I'll be leaving for most of this.
Not D's podcasters. What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
We're back with another D podcast,
That's right.
and as you finally heard the intro skits,
That's right, I did.
yeah, you finally heard it because I was hiding it from you. What did you think of it?
Well, I liked it. I really did. It was a good intro.
Many of you guys probably don't really understand it, but if you go on to, part of it, you go on to earlier in the channel, there was this little series that I started doing called Cage Man on Campus.
It's way back in the day.
Yeah, way back when I was a freshman.
In college, that is.
Because I just didn't really give a crap, and now I give more of a crap. But
I see.
yeah, I'm not that rapscallion. Dennis, what are you telling about Dennis? Dennis is a little
Ah.
more your take on it.
Alright, so Dennis Farina here he was a guy from the Chicago area. He was a cop for several years, and then he became an actor. I think his two most famous roles are Ray Bones in Get Shorty and
Get short.
that's why I mentioned that. Ray Bones in Get Shorty and Joe Fontana in Law and Order.
Yeah, unfortunately he passed. But
He did pass on us.
may he rest in peace. But he lives on through the Family Guy memes.
Exactly. Family Guy has an episode. It's Dennis's last performance before he died, where
Let's just say he went out with a bang. He went out with a bang.
He went out with something hilarious, and that was more or less what the intro was based on. Look up Dennis Farina Family Guy if you want to see the full thing.
But yeah, that's a little bit of the behind the scenes look of that. But yeah, anyway, this is a D podcast where we break down all the pop culture and multimedia stuff. So let's get down to the basics. Hendry, how have you been since we've last done this podcast?
Well, this time I haven't had any alcohol in my system.
Yeah.
And therefore I can't spill it on my lap this time. So,
Yeah, that's very meme worthy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
what else? We've been to the Southern Fried Gaming Expo.
Oh,
There will
heck
be
yeah.
a bit of a review on that on the channel coming here soon.
Yeah, whenever I can edit it, but yeah, it'll take forever as per usual, but hopefully I can get it up within the month's end. But anyway, so how was Southern Fried Gaming Expo? Just a general conversation, I guess.
Sure.
Just general overlaying.
It's a convention in Atlanta, Georgia, where
Well, no, how was your experience?
oh, how was it?
Yes.
Not what is it? Okay.
Now, what is it?
Okay. It was a good experience. It was not my favorite one. The game selection could have been a little better, but the game selection is kind of subjective to whomever brings the games because it's kind of a personal choice. But it was fun. We met some beautiful women. We'll talk about that more, I'm sure, in the review.
Coming soon to a review near you.
Oh, yes. And overall, I had a good time. How about you?
Well, for me, I kind of know what you're talking about. Like I guess the game selection was a little bit lessened, I guess, but I mean, it just seemed different, but not in different in good ways and different in bad ways. Like I can't really explain it, but it's just I don't know. It's going toward more of a commercial type of thing where I guess past experiences it used to be like down home kind of like thing, like a kind of like that little expo, little like con that you would go to just to like hang out with a bunch of bros and all that, like fellow nerds. But now it seems more like commercial where it's just like, oh hey, get your monster, oh hey, look at this, oh hey, look at that, oh hey, Papa John's is here, oh hey, Chick-fil-A is here,
And prices get high.
yeah, we'll get into that. But it's just all this stuff is now there. Like everyone's trying to promote their thing, and it's just not the same, you know?
Yeah. It is not the same. It's just another thing for me was, I'm glad that they put it in the room they did for the arcade part, but it had more of a darker kind of vibe to it. It didn't feel quite as upscale. It felt a little more industrial.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, I liked it in the other room better for that reason. However, it was cool that they got all the arcade games and pinball machines in the free play area in one room. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, we'll dive into a little bit more later on.
Oh yes, of course.
But yeah, so what else is going on?
Well,
the Hendry's life, the Skits' life.
Let's see what else I gotta. I got diagnosed with anxiety disorder.
Oh, really?
I did.
Well, that sucks. I didn't know we were gonna go that deep, but
well, we did.
We were going that deep.
Well, I guess that's something that happened in my life.
Yeah. Okay. Well, would you like to go into that?
Sure. I won't go too far, but nonetheless, yeah, I've been dealing with ADHD for as long as I've been around, I'm sure, but not consciously knowing it until senior year of high school, sadly. And then here recently, I was diagnosed with the anxiety thing, and I suppose I have both. And the medicine I've been taking so far seems to really help. But the downside is it's really hard to sleep at night. So I got to figure that problem out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of deal with anxiety too. Like, except for ADHD for you, anxiety was for me when I was a kid, I guess.
Ah, I see.
Because I'm also diabetic as well, so yeah, I guess they kind of go hand in hand.
Diabetes.
More or less.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's that guy again?
Wilford Brimley.
Oh, Wilford Brimley, yeah. I keep on forgetting him, but he's the mean lord of diabetics, I guess, so...
Of diabetics. Diabetics.
Yeah. But anyway, won't really get into it a whole lot, but yeah, I'm diabetic and anxiety, so I kind of deal with your pain as well.
Yep.
So yeah, hopefully we share the load and step away from anxiety and move on to something better and more productive and happier.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. But yeah, sorry about we don't have a whole lot to talk about because we're talking about most of our stuff is like SFG stuff, so we don't want to spoil anything really, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's it for the experiences part.
Yeah. Now it's time for a little segment I like to call Best and Worst. This
Yes.
is best and worst of pretty much anything we want to talk about. And most of the times with me, probably going to be movies, probably going to be TV shows, probably going to be comics, probably going to be books, that type of stuff there. And with the Hendries, probably going to be pinball machines, arcade machines, whatever else is diving into that Hendry brain of his.
Marshalls,
Vinyl,
Fenders.
like aka guitars, bunch of other stuff. Anything we want to talk about, and we dive into why that's the best for us, and why it's the worst for us. And we're both going to go back and forth on it. Like the Hendry, he's come up with his best and worst. Like I chose for this episode of D Podcast, I chose the best and worst of superhero films.
And I chose the best and worst power tool brands.
Yes. So, for us, we're both going to dive into our best and worst superhero films, and we're both going to go into best and worst power tool brands.
That's right.
Let's start out with me, I guess.
All right.
If you don't mind.
I don't. Take it away, Chief.
Sweet. Here we go. So, let's start out with the best of superhero films. Now, there's been a lot. There's been a lot of superhero movies come out within the past 10 years. Especially 10 years.
Oh, yes. Many cinematic universes.
Oh, yeah, cinematic universes. We've got the Dark Knight trilogy. We got the DCEU. We got the MCU. We got the Fox stuff. We got the Sony stuff. We got Hellboy stuff. We got all this stuff. It's like all this mumbo jumbo, all this excitement. It's a good time to be a nerd. It's like we're finally on top.
Okay.
Yeah, we're finally on top of the platform right here. Girls are coming to us and being like, "Oh, hey, we like Marvel," and we're like, "Yes, finally, a girl that likes Marvel and actually knows what Marvel is, and actually knows who Captain America is, and knows who Peter Quill is from the Guardians of the Galaxy."
Oh, her.
No, not just her. Not just her, but all like bunch of other babes and women and guys. Like there are like, I don't know, frat men
Like me.
like you who actually know who like Captain America is and know who Iron Man is, and don't have to question like what's the character like or anything. You know, it's in the pop culture now. It's like so bizarre. It's just, it's a great time to be a nerd. We're finally on top, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. Give yourself a round of applause.
Well, if you're a nerd in terms of the sci-fi superhero type stuff, sure.
Which I guess is the stereotypical nerd.
I was
But-
thinking comic geek, but
Yeah, that's like the stereotypical nerd. But
fair enough.
there are a bunch of different nerds, but that type of nerd, hey, congratulations, you've been on top. Give yourself a round of applause. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
And yeah.
That being said, there's been a lot of awesome there's been awesome comic book movies in general. There's many to go over. Like I can go over many different Marvel, DC, other movies that aren't even like superhero movies, but based on comic books. But my favorite superhero movie of all time, without a shadow of a doubt, it's a little cheating, so yeah, it's the Dark Knight trilogy. All three movies.
They are good.
Yes, I count them
Very
all
good.
as one movie. Why? Because each and every one is great. I don't care if you say, oh, well, Batman Begins, it's not as good as Dark Knight. Oh, wait, Dark Knight Rises, it sucks. It shouldn't even be made. No, each and every movie is great. Are there problems with it? Yes. But there are a lot of good in these movies, even through the bad. I would say they're all great. I'm going to go into like a short summary for each one of them. Don't worry.
Right.
It won't take long because I can already see you getting annoyed, but it's whatever.
Fine.
Yeah, you can have your time, like 30 minutes talking about power tools, and I'll be like, yeah, all right, cool.
Alrighty.
Yeah, here we go. So, Batman Begins. This is Chris Nolan's intro into this Batman world. Brought it back from the slopes of the dead that Batman and Robin brought it from.
Oh, yes.
And, yeah, so here we have Chris Nolan's excellent direction. I would say, though, his directing of action is kind of not that great because he needed to refine his tooling because he only directed dramas before this, and he really needs to define and refine his action directing, I guess, but it does get better. I would say Christian Bale, who is probably one of the best Batmen to ever grace our presence, even with his annoying voice. I don't care. It's classic. You remember it. And yeah, you remember it. Ben Affleck's voice, you don't remember that voice.
I remember
George Clooney's voice, you don't remember that voice.
Actually, I do remember George Clooney's voice.
Well, yeah, because it's so bad it's good.
I also remember Tom Hardy's voice as Bane.
Oh, we're getting to Bane later.
Oh, yeah. I'll return later.
Yes. So, above all else, all the cast is just simply wonderful. Including Michael Caine as Alfred, who is probably the best Alfred ever. I'm including Batman 1989, okay? I don't know about that old guy. The old guy was kind of a little too old for me. Michael Caine, he elevated that character. He became Alfred. Even though he's acting like him, he acts like Alfred. And every movie he's ever been in now, I'm thinking, oh, hey, that's Alfred. There's Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, who gives
That's
him all.
right.
Yeah, who gives him all the tools and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman's great as well. He's actually playing a character instead of just Morgan Freeman, which he has a detriment in other movies, but here he actually plays a character. It's just simply wonderful. It shows the origin of Batman. It's mostly based on Batman Year One, which is one of the greatest comic books ever, and that's why there's a bunch of other comic books that are coming out as Superman Year One, Batgirl Year One, Robin Year One, because Batman Year One was just that wonderful, just that great, and it's based on that. So
You got it.
yeah, and it's one thing whoever who played Officer Gordon, he's not Commissioner Gordon yet, but played Officer Gordon was pretty good as well. The special effects. Very few things were CGI. A lot of it was practical. And yeah, the color scheme, just the story and all that, just everything is just simply wonderful. It's awesome. It's a great movie. The only thing I don't really like is Tom Cruise's wife, who played I forget her name, but doesn't matter. Tom Cruise's wife at the time, who was there for one movie, and that's it. And she's I don't know, she was fine, I guess, but it's like she's always like timid and all that, and it's like she's trying to be Lois Lane, and I'm just like, the heck? What's the deal with this? Why is she being Lois Lane? Who is this kid? Who is this woman? I don't even know. So, yeah. Plus, Scarecrow's in it, and Joffrey from Game of Thrones is in it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Easter eggs and all that too. It's just wonderful. Now onto The Dark Knight. Yeah. And don't worry, I'm not going to go into it deeply because a lot of the stuff that I've already talked about moves into here. Great cinematography, great directing, great acting. Maggie Gyllenhaal replaces Tom Cruise's wife, which is a much better actress. She plays it a lot better. Two-Face is great, but how can we forget Heath Ledger as the Joker?
Ah, yes.
Why so serious?
Yup.
Yeah, and it goes toward Chris Nolan's directing, because towards Chris Nolan's directing, he's just like, actors were just coming up with like ideas on the spot, and he was just like, well, what do you want? What do you think this character needs and all that? And he let him do it if it fit his vision. And yeah, it was like really calm, really cool, and really easy shoot, which I have to commend him for. Not many directors do that, and guy commended to Chris Nolan. Also, like I said, the cinematography is great. Haven't talked about the music, but the music is simply wonderful as well. The only thing I would say about this movie that I kind of have a little bit of an issue with is that, like, Batman is kind of like not the main focus. It's kind of the Joker and Two-Face and everyone else. Batman is just kind of there to like stop it, but other than that, it's a fantastic film, and I've got no real problems with it. There's a few, I guess, but overall is a few minor nitpicks, but overall it's just simply wonderful. Now on to The Dark Knight Rises.
All right.
The last film of this, my favorite superhero films of all time.
Sure thing, Chief.
Here's Tom Hardy as Bane.
Ah, yes. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Linden. How have you been?
Yeah, that's your favorite, isn't it?
Of course. Of the three movies, it's the one I remember the most. But remember, perhaps you would consider shooting a man before throwing him out of a plane.
As baned by skits.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
That was epic.
But yeah, Bane is a great villain.
He
Even though
was.
He was hilarious and intriguing. He broke
Yes.
Batman.
He did. Batman still won-ish. He kind of died, but
Nah, he won.
He died in quotes.
But
Did he come back?
but he's still alive in our hearts.
Exactly.
Again, I know why this movie kind of angers people, because it's kind of... What?
It angered people.
Yes.
I loved every minute of that one.
I know. I mean...
I remember it better than I remember Batman Begins. I don't think I ever got to see the Dark Knight Rises.
The Dark Knight?
Or yeah, just the Dark Knight. I forget. The third one's the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what
it
I'm
was
talking
called
about.
something different for some reason.
I swear.
Chief.
But Chief, I swear. Anyway, people kind of have an issue with it, basically because it's kind of loosely based on The Dark Knight Returns, which is one of the greatest Batman graphic novels of all time.
Didn't know that.
And it takes place like 9 years after Batman got his start, which was like 2 years. Like he only did his crime fighting in like 2 years, pretty much. It's kind of weird. But anyway, again, the acting is fantastic. The cinematography is wonderful. The special effects are wonderful. There's a few things that I don't really understand, like how did Batman survive the bombing of his bat plane of the bats? It's kind of weird. Like, why is like why are all the cops like buried underneath Gotham? It's a little weird, you know. And only Robin is in there. Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Robin. Did you know that?
That I didn't know.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, he's trying to look up Dark Knight Returns, but that is not Dark Knight Returns.
No, I'm not.
That is
I'm looking at The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke.
I
which
saw that
is,
the Linden here got the book, actually.
yeah, it's one of the greatest Batman graphic novels of all time. But yeah, it's is it the best out of the trilogy? No. I mean, I rank him as like the Dark Knight, of course. Batman Begins, maybe, and the Dark Knight Returns or the Dark Knight Rises. I don't know. They're kind of interchangeable, but overall, I see them as one movie, though. So it's my favorite comic book movie of all time.
All right.
It completes the story of Batman and shows that the Bat lives on in the end.
Yes.
And
yes, he does.
Talia al Ghul, it's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'll accept it, I guess. And yeah, there you go. I know you want to wrap up, but there you go. That's my favorite comic movie of all time.
Now, what is your least favorite?
No, it's
Oh,
time for
yes,
your
it's
time.
my turn. Okay. We're still getting used to the system, I suppose.
Boy, you still are.
At least I am. Oh, wow. Anyway, so what was my favorite comic book based movie of all time? Man, that's tough. You know, there are several that I love, like specific moments from, just because they're hilarious. Especially the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Oh yeah,
There are some amazing parts in that.
those are some great movies, including Spider-Man 3. I like Spider-Man 3. Come at me, haters.
I mean, it's not amazing, but it's that's an unintended pun. But it is a good movie. Anyway, I guess my favorite of all time is probably Endgame.
Avengers Endgame that just came out.
Yeah, that's
your
probably
favorite.
the best one I've seen so far.
I would not have picked that for you.
I actually really enjoyed that. The fact alone that it lasted, how long was it? 2 hours and how many?
3
Oh,
hours and 2 minutes.
so
Which
this
you would
movie was
hate.
3 hours and 2 minutes?
It's 3 hours and 2 minutes long.
You know, if I saw...
Not including the quote unquote re-release, which has end credit scenes, which, I mean, that's pretty much bonus content for the DVD, but whatever. Yeah, it's even longer now.
Well, I'll say this. If I see a timestamp for a movie being 3 hours plus, normally I'm going to be like, I think I'll pass. But, you know, this time, I said, hey, I'll give it a shot. I hear that this is just an amazing film, and I was blown away. Wow, especially, you know, the Hulk was hilarious.
Yeah, that was. I knew you probably would enjoy that. That was.
The Hulk
really
was
good.
my favorite superhero as a kid, and seeing him now actually talking and being hilarious acting is just that just
Yeah.
I almost cried. It was so funny. Oh wow, that was beautiful.
Actually, that's one of the new end credit scenes. Actually,
oh good.
there's like a Die Hard type of thing, where it's like He's in Atlanta.
Oh,
There's
really?
like a Atlanta building on fire, and he like takes like a satellite dish and puts all the people in there. And he's like, he just pops on down. It's like Hulk smash, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, Hulk, yeah. Oh, it's hilarious.
That's funny.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
Thank you. The acting, I didn't have a problem with it. We had Thanos was just epic. I don't know why I loved him so much, but he was just the man. With his purple skin and his purple beastly looking face with the weird lines on it.
The weird chin.
Yeah, the chin. The chin of
that monstrous chin.
You
right
must
there.
always respect the chin of Thanos.
Yes, you should.
And then I found Gangsta Thanos on the internet, which just makes the
Memes.
whole experience even better.
Yes.
I seem to remember there being some decently attractive women in there.
I mean, yeah. What you think about them teasing the women Avengers, where all the women team up to get, get the gauntlet away from Thanos or whatever. You remember that? They're all like running away from Thanos, or they're all like trying
They
to fight
call it
Thanos.
the gauntlet?
What?
They call that glove the gauntlet?
Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, okay. Well, I just thought it was the glove.
Oh my gosh.
Well, the Infinity Gauntlet was pretty badass.
No, what do you think about the women?
They
All
were.
the women running around.
I mean, it was as badass as Thanos' chin and the Infinity Gauntlet.
What was your favorite? What was your favorite part of the entire movie? What would you say?
Probably when the Hulk was taking selfies. That was probably it. Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta admit that was pretty good.
That and when Hulk's just over there casually controlling the time machine like it's nothing. And
Time travel.
Then I forget who went in the time machine.
Ant-Man, son,
Oh yeah, so Ant-Man
comes out
becomes
as like a baby
like
and an old guy.
an infant and an elder who drives 10 under the speed limit, as you probably know from
Yeah,
experience
I
in
do.
real life. And yeah, I liked the cast. I liked the plot. I liked the theming. It made me smile when the blue girl that was the daughter of Thanos stayed on the good side and got her green sister to join her.
Nebula.
Yeah, Nebula,
No, Nebula's the blue girl.
Oh.
Gamora's the green girl.
Gamora.
Gamora. is
Gamora.
Yes.
Gamora and Nebula were just being sisterly. You'd think they were in a sorority or something together. Well,
They
except they're biological sisters.
No, they're not.
Oh no, they did not come from the sperm of Thanos.
No,
If that's even a thing.
no, son. You saw this in Infinity War.
I don't remember their origin story.
Gamora was brought on by Thanos, and then Nebula was later brought on by Thanos. They just took them off their worlds.
Oh, okay. So he stole them, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree that it is a epic movie, and I thoroughly enjoy it too. It's high up in the favorite comic movies of all time. Not my favorite, cause I don't know, just me sitting there like in theaters for like
It's number 2.
me watching it. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna say something later about that, but something coming up. But they're seeing it in theaters for like I saw it in theaters like 7 times, and the seventh time, I'm kind of like, oh
What?
my gosh.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, I watched it in theater like 7 times.
Oh man, well, no wonder it lost its charm.
Yeah, I mean, but I wanted to see it more and more and more because it's that great. But after that, I was kind of like, I don't really want to see it anymore. I kind of know it by heart.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, all my friends wanted to see it too. It was like I saw it. I actually saw it it's very rare that I would do this. Like this would actually happen, but I saw it opening nights, the first ever screening
At that theater.
of one of the first showing across America. Like all the theaters started showing it at 5, right? Like all the all the theaters started showing it, like all the premium theaters started showing it at 5 p.m. on Thursday. And I went to that 5 p.m. Thursday showing at a premium theater. And I saw it with all the fans before anyone saw it. And everyone was just reacting to it, and everyone was just like enthralled with it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm actually in a pop culture phenomenon right now. This is like, it's kind of like Star Wars. It was kind of like Star Wars back in 1977.
That's true. I guess it is kind of like that.
Yeah, and on top of all that, it was showing in like every theater. Like every screen was like Avengers, and like maybe 2 was like something different.
Huh.
I can go on about the stats about that, but I'm not going to because you'll probably get bored of it. But
Oh, I will.
yeah, but I will give you one stat. You ready for this one stat?
Sure.
As of this recording, it is number 2 on the highest grossing movies of all time.
And I can totally see why.
Yeah, $2.781 billion. And it's almost going to pass Avatar, which is sitting right now at 2.787. So it's $6 million away, which I thought it would lose steam, but I don't know what happened. But people are now watching it again, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Let's get some
Yes. Let's get some Starbucks and watch Endgame again. So yeah, it's got about maybe 15 more days until it gets on the DVD, and then it'll lose epic steam tremendously because everyone will be buying it on DVD and iTunes.
That's true.
But yeah, it's a great movie, and I'm actually glad that you picked it. I would not have think you would have picked it.
What did you think I was gonna pick?
I don't know, like something stupid like Batman and Robin or something.
Well, no. I mean, it's not. I laughed my ass off at it, but from a film appreciative standpoint, it was really bad.
Yeah, it is true. Now on to tools. Best tool brands. Hendry, what's your favorite tool brand?
My favorite tool brand currently is DeWalt. Why DeWalt? Well, that's because I find that it has a very great value for the money. It's a great brand. I bought my first DeWalt at Lowe's. It was a impact driver and Slam. I believe you were there with me.
I think I was.
We went to the Lowe's in Alpharetta.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's where you bought it?
Yeah, you got your nutcracker for your mirror that
Yeah.
used to be. I called it the knuckle cracker
Well,
because it
Yeah.
cracked my knuckles.
yeah. Every time you would turn right, it would always fly over your knuckles while you were driving. And it's going to be back up this Christmas. So yes. Even though the Hendry won't be driving the car. So
Dun, 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 dun.
unless you drive up to Grove Park it. But
I see. Anyway, DeWalt has been around for several years. It's not, not necessarily the top quality tool, but it's not the cheapest either. You get a very solid, reliable, long-lasting power tool for a good value. And that is why I love DeWalt. Plus, it's bright yellow and very easy to spot, just like a yellow construction sign.
Yeah, I got you. Well, why is it different from others?
Well,
Like, why is it your all-time favorite? What stands out?
well, it's my current favorite at least because, like I said, it's got
3 seconds later, it's going to be something else.
there's you get a tool that's not just garbage, that performs very well, has excellent battery life. Like, I feel like I never have to charge the batteries on those things either. And they've never let me down. My DeWalts have never left me down when I need them. And, oh yeah, as a matter of fact, I took my bigger DeWalt impact driver to SFGE, and it did a great job.
Yes.
And if you're looking for a good brand of power tools, I'd say head over to Lowe's or Home Depot and get you some DeWalts. I'm not a sponsor of DeWalt. I'm just
This
a loyal
podcast is
customer.
sponsored by DeWalt.
How about new?
Uh,
You crazy Dutch bastard.
DeWalt, get us in contact so you can sponsor us, please.
Please.
Well, let's go for me, I guess.
Alright, what is your favorite power tool brand?
My favorite power tool brand, and probably my favorite brand of all time of tools, probably be Craftsman.
Craftsman?
Yes,
What a solid
Craftsman.
choice.
Yes, it
Solid
is.
choice.
Why? Because it's not like, I don't know. It's like the to me at least, it's kind of like the McDonald's of tools, I guess.
McDonald's.
Yeah, the McDonald's of tools. It's not like the best thing out there, but it's certainly not the worst thing out there, and it's out there, and it's reliable.
I agree for the most part. I do have a lot of Craftsman tools as well.
Yeah,
Lots
Craftsman.
of my pneumatic tools are Craftsman, meaning like air compressor powered. The air compressor's a Craftsman.
Oh yeah, all my tools are Craftsman. I'm more into I don't have a whole lot of power tools necessarily, but I have a lot of toolbox tools, I
Hand
guess.
tools.
Hand tools, aka toolbox tools, that I will call toolbox tools.
Toolbox tools.
Toolbox tools. And I got a couple screwdrivers that are from Craftsman, and I got my first wrench from Craftsman as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
Slam's first wrench.
from a Craftsman, and it still works to this day. So yeah,
Craftsman's are good.
yeah. I got 2 screwdrivers, which are have different heads you can screw on and all that.
There you go.
Yeah, and I think I might have one of those power drills as well. It's from Craftsman as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's reliable, and it's small, and it's affordable. There we go.
Yes. Craftsman
It's
power tools are usually a little, probably cheaper than DeWalt's. They're still not the bottom of the barrel though, by any means.
I really do enjoy a good Craftsman tool. It's always black and red boxed and all that with the logo and all that. And
Yes. Black and red.
yeah, black and red, aka the colors of a man. Anyway,
You saying all real men go to the University of Georgia?
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
We say War Eagle man.
Yeah, well. Now we know where you go to school, I guess. And
Yeah.
yeah. And anyway,
So,
Craftsman tools.
okay.
Buy them.
They're good. If you can find them, Sears is gone. So you might can find them at Lowe's.
Well, Sears isn't gone yet, but it's
It's on the way out.
It's on the way out, like Toys R Us.
Hit up Lowe's or Ace Hardware for
Yeah.
Craftsman products.
Ace Hardware's doing pretty good, actually. There's like one opening up
Oh, good.
near me,
What do you know?
like where I live. So yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, and yeah, I actually got a Sears gift card fairly recently.
That's right, you
Yeah,
did.
for $5 just to get that memorabilia before it goes out, like Blockbuster.
Right.
I'll never forget Blockbuster.
Rip.
One day I'm gonna go to Oregon and get
Yes.
a Blockbuster card,
Right.
or go to the pop up in LA and get a Blockbuster card before it goes away.
Ah.
But anyway, yeah.
Cool.
If you don't have anything else about tools,
That's it for the best power tools.
all right.
So the worst of.
The worst of superhero movies.
Yes.
Now this is a it's really weird because superhero movies can be really good, like
They
with
can.
Civil War, Avengers Endgame, The Dark Knight trilogy, among others,
Infinity War.
Infinity War. But then there's the superhero movies, they can either hit really good, like hit really well, or hit really poor.
Big miss.
Yes. But sometimes they can hit so bad, like a lot of times they hit so bad it's hilarious. Like
Right.
like Batman and Robin, or
Exactly.
even Steel.
Steel.
Yeah, Steel. The it's this movie about oh crap, who's that guy? It's Shaq. Shaq plays Steel, and he's
Oh.
like this rubberized like steel suit, and it's like people are like shooting at his balls, and he's like waving his finger like dun 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 dun.
All
It's
right
like-
then.
It's hilarious. Oh man,
Wow.
it's so bad. It's hilarious.
I bet.
Everything about that. But anyway.
Okay.
It's like Steel, or even Captain America 1990, even though that's more bad than so bad it's good, but it's a little appreciative, I guess.
All right.
So, yeah, there's a lot of good ones, there's a lot of so bad it's good ones. The ones that I hate the most, though, are the ones that are just bad. Like, they're bad and boring, you know?
Ah, I agree.
It's not like, you know, it's like they don't bring anything to it. Like, at least with Batman and Robin, I can say I remember it because it's so hilarious in its stupidity.
Right.
But with some other films in the superhero genre, they are incredibly boring. So far, it's come down to two. I'm not going to announce both of them. Yeah, the Hendra is like, oh, thank God, too many movies. But I will say it's very close. It's between Four Stick, which is the Fantastic Four 2015 for all you non-movie nerds out there, or
All right.
probably the worst superhero movie that I've ever seen in a theater, to say the least. Or I would say that it either is Fantastic, which I already said, Amazing Spider-Man 2, that was very, very close to being it. However, I think overall
There's a third one.
it would be the third one, and that is Justice League.
Really?
Oh my gosh, this movie is just
It sucked.
it's atrocious. It's
is.
just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
This is supposed to be the Avengers of the DC EU, okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No, it
Not
wasn't.
even
It
close.
was. There's an argument that can be said about DC and Marvel, where Marvel's got, like, quote unquote, better stories, but the DC has more iconic characters like the Joker, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, all those people, Lex Luthor, whatever. They have more iconic characters. Everyone knows who Superman is. Everyone knows who Batman is, and everyone knows who Wonder Woman is.
Yeah.
Aquaman, The Flash. They all know these characters, and they're all put into this one movie. How can they? You have to literally try to make it terrible,
You do.
and they did. They
sure
made
did.
it terrible.
Ah.
I don't even think this is Zack Snyder's fault, really, because people said that the Man of Steel was Zack Snyder's fault. You can say what you want to, but I thought it was a pretty good movie.
I liked it.
Yeah. Batman versus Superman. It's got problems. Yes, I acknowledge the problems. I wouldn't say that's Zack Snyder's fault, really. Well, it is kind of his fault. Never mind.
Well,
But
my dad liked it enough to watch that one like 10 times.
yeah, I mean,
on HBO or something.
yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. I mean, I enjoy it. Justice League is just atrocious. They completely dropped the ball on this.
I mean, I forgot that was even a movie.
Yeah.
It must have
How would
sucked
you
that bad.
like? You remember what the Avengers are, right? You remember the first Avengers movie? Do you not agree? Do you
I
remember?
don't think I've actually seen it, but
Well,
I
so-
know more about that franchise.
Yeah,
I like
I mean,
it better.
At least you've heard of it. No, like Justice League, they just came and went.
I mean, I know what the Justice League is. I was familiar with that, but
well, yeah,
I
of
didn't know
course.
there was that movie.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows what Justice League is. They just forgot about the movie because it just leaves so little of an impact. They screwed up Superman's face, where
They
it looks
did.
like
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
told me about this.
it looks like a Photoshop piece of crap.
It's like a photoshopped mustache or something, or
Yeah, it's like-
mustache removal. Yeah.
yeah, they removed his mustache so terribly because they were just so bogged down to the wire that they really couldn't do it. They really couldn't get the special effects right, you know? It's because of Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Kind of screwed the pooch on this one. They rushed all the special effects CGI and all that. Zack Snyder was painted into a corner with having a 2-hour limit, which,
Yes.
to be honest though, Zack makes his movies way too long. His theatrical releases suck, but his extended editions rock because he intended it to be like a 3.5-hour movie or whatever. And that's completely, or like Watchmen and Batman vs Superman. He intended those to be like 3-hour movies, and they shouldn't be. He needs to like rein it in on the time limit. But 2 hours for Justice League? No, it should be at least a half an hour to 45 minutes more, maybe. Like Batman vs Superman, yeah, bring that down to like 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours or whatever. But Justice League, no. You got too many iconic characters that you need to set up. You haven't set up like Aquaman, Cyborg, or the Flash yet. You gotta set up 3 characters, 3 iconic characters. They didn't do it. Batman looks stupid in this movie.
He does.
He looks like he's like in the daylight. He's not supposed to be in the daylight. He's the Dark Knight. Therefore, he needs to be in the nighttime, but
Yeah.
he's in the daylight, and he looks stupid. What the hell?
For sure.
On top of all that, Cyborg, he's got the most iconic. He's got the most not iconic. He's got the most compelling story arc, but he just looks undone. He looks like a video game character. It looks terrible. It's just everything, like all the reshoots and stuff. Zack Snyder having to leave, like mid shoot, and then Joss Whedon having to come in and like reshoot like 25% of the movie. It looks. You can tell which one's the
like the reshoots and which ones are like the actual cut of the movie. They like re-up the color palette to look like really weird and stupid, like too bright. It looks too bright. It looks too colorful. It just I can go on and on. I can go on and on and on about this movie. I absolutely hate it.
I can tell.
They wasted a really great storyline too when trying to bring Superman back to life. Plus, Superman is like the Deus Ex Machina of the entire movie. Why do the Justice League need to be there if Superman can do everything? He's like literally in every spot doing absolutely everything. He like saved all the people in this building. He like separated the mother boxes from becoming one mother box. He like took down Steppenwolf in like 3 punches. All the other Justice League were just like trying to help him out, but they were like, it was kind of like worthless. Why do the Justice League even need to be there? It's stupid.
It is.
It shouldn't be called Justice League. It should be called Man of Steel 2, because it's pretty much Man of Steel 2.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the
let's be real here, guys.
Yeah, even though you have no idea what I'm talking
I
about.
really don't, but
Yeah,
I'm
but-
trying.
I can go on about this movie, the problems with it.
You can.
The worst part about it, though, the reason why it's the worst movie that I've seen, superhero-wise, is the fact that it's boring. It's supremely boring. Like, I know Superman's going to come back. I know the Justice League are going to, like, win in the end.
Very
They don't-
predictable.
It's very predictable. They don't have compelling story arcs either to like, or compelling like good comedy or good drama or good anything. The only, yeah, it's all mediocre at best. At least with Steel or Batman and Robin or Howard the Duck, at least they're so over the top bad that they're hilarious.
Yes.
Or even Captain America 1990, or the first Punisher movie, or the first Fantastic Four movie. All these movies are so bad they're hilarious. But this one is just so bland and boring because you can see that you can see them actually make good movies. Like, they actually can and have the ability to make good movies like Wonder Woman or Aquaman or Shazam. But with this one, their tentpole movie that's supposed to be the DC's answer to the Avengers is just lackluster and awful. And I can go on for hours about how terrible this movie is. But I'm going to stop there because yes. I don't want to talk about movies anymore. I want to talk about Power Tools.
It is my turn.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just really despise that movie.
Yeah.
0.0001%. It came very close, but it would be another movie I wanted to talk about was Amazing Spider-Man 2, but it came really close, but Justice League just kind of overall was just worse. Anyway, now
My turn.
your turn. What is the worst movie, superhero movie for you?
That's a tough one because, of the ones I've seen, they've all been actually enjoyable for the most part.
Yeah, because you got recommendations from me.
Well, even before that, I don't remember seeing any that I thought, man, this is just awful. I mean, like Spider-Man 3, I could make that be it, but, I didn't hate it. It was a good movie, and it was hilarious. Especially when Peter Parker goes emo.
So is that your worst movie or what?
Let me think for just a moment here. But nonetheless, I think I've come up with a solution.
You sound like you're not So he come up with the conclusion, I guess. So why don't you go ahead?
I have come up with a conclusion, and it is not a DCEU
Oh, really?
film or an MCU film,
I can't believe you actually said those correctly.
and they stand for Detective Comics Extended Universe
Oh my gosh.
and Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Oh my gosh.
respectively.
You got it right.
Yes,
Oh
you
my
did.
gosh. Yes.
Hey.
I wasn't wasting my time.
No. It is The Cobbler with Adam Sandler.
Oh, the cobbler.
Yes, The Cobbler.
Oh my god. Well, why don't you explain it to the audience? Because I don't think A, they've ever heard of it, and B, why this movie is actually a superhero.
Well,
Oh my
hey,
god.
the only reason I knew it before you did was because I remember when we watched it, I was looking it up on Wikipedia or something, and I was like, this is Super Sandler. And you're like, no, how is it superhero related? And then we
Yeah.
got to the end.
I was like,
What do you know?
all right, so explain what the movie's about.
So Adam
audience.
Sandler is a cobbler, and he's like the descendant of some European immigrant cobbler that came to New York City, and Sandler's got a bunch of customers. He's got some massive black thug guy. He's got some guy with a beautiful girlfriend.
Of course.
I mean, that's a Sandler classic.
That's a Sandler trope number 262.
Some other old guy, I think. And what he does is he has this magical power from using this machine, I forget the name of, in the back of the store he works at.
It's like I don't know what it's called, but it's like the original. It's like an original. It's like the OG way to cobble a shoe. It's not like the. I don't know. It's like one of his. It's like from his grandfather.
Something
his
that
grandfather's
was
machine to
like-
cobble shoes.
Like foot powered, you have to pump the pedal and not like a
It's not like
electric motor
yeah.
does it.
It's not like the how people today, I guess, cobble shoes.
Yeah. It was and then he uses this, and when he puts the people's shoes on, he discovers it just by messing around, and he suddenly turns into the person who has the shoes. And at first he abuses his power, aka with great power becomes great responsibility, and then he abuses it. And I remember he became the black guy, and he got back at the guy for like threatening him or something. And then he became the guy with the hot girl, and they were gonna have shower sex or something. Then he couldn't take his shoes off. Then he became the girl at one point, and he looked down to check his penis because, you know, Adam Sandler's penis is life.
Sandler trope number 161.
And there it is.
The dick joke.
Sandler penis joke. You know, talking about my dick here. It's pretty fucking good. And that's Sandler for you.
That's Sandler for you.
And of course, in the end, there's some other woman who's less attractive, but a good woman, good-hearted girl.
Which was a surprise. I thought he would get with the super hot supermodel or whatever.
I mean,
but
she wasn't bad, but not quite as hot.
yeah,
Close. She was decently attractive, from what I remember. And she you know, ended up being Sandler's girl of the movie. You know, he always has one.
that was actually the twist.
Yeah.
He didn't come across the supermodel. He came across the average girl, which
Right.
I gotta commend to Sandler. That's actually pretty good. I don't think that ever happened since, but
Oh, no.
the week of the Ridiculous Six,
Right.
the
Nonetheless,
Do-Over, it's crappy movies.
he it's a superhero movie because he saves the day somehow. I'm not sure if I even remember how. He does something about using his abilities to stop some sort of crime.
I think it was like he learned to have like responsibility with his cobblering.
Yeah.
I remember this actually. He had the he took responsibility for his cobblering and all that. Stanley Tucci, no, not Stanley Tucci. That guy from Fargo, that ugly guy.
David something.
I guess.
I know who you're talking about. He was in Con Air.
Yeah, that guy. Anyway, he turns out to be not what he seems. He's actually a whole different person altogether. And he's like,
the guy's long lost father or something.
yeah, I guess. He turns out to be this whole other guy, this whole master disguise thing again. He's like, Sandler, you've done a good job. Here, let me show you this, the cobbler cave or whatever. Then they go into this, like, underground, like, high-tech thing with a very expensive car. And it's like, oh my gosh, that's the point. This is the point where I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Sandler, the superhero.
Yup.
Oh my gosh, they're trying to make this a superhero movie.
Yup. And
The Cobbler. You would not expect that movie to be a superhero movie, but it is. Oh my gosh.
A close second, which actually I'll make it a tie, and I'd say it's worse than The Cobbler, and I'm not going to talk about it, and only because I just now remembered it. But actually, the worst superhero movie I've ever seen is Sky High.
Sky High? I love Sky High. What are you talking
I don't know,
about?
I didn't like that one.
Why didn't you like Sky High?
I don't know, it just had that generic Disney Channel original movie feel that gets very redundant.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that.
That's my
But I won't say that it's...
for another video.
I won't say that it's a... No, we can talk about it. I don't care.
Nah,
Yeah,
I care.
Well, fine. Well, I mean, I would say, like, it was actually a theatrical release.
It was.
I could see why you wouldn't like it, because it's kind of cheesy and stupid and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know, it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me, because
Yes.
it kind of reminds me of a little bit about The Incredibles. If
Yeah.
The Incredibles were live action and the kids
I
went
could
to high
see
school.
that. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but worse.
Yeah, it's worse. It's
Much worse.
really stupid. It's kind of the Fast and Furious of superhero movies for me, probably, where it's so stupid and crazy. It's like fun, I guess.
All right.
Kurt Russell's in it. That's good.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, but anyway, back to The Cobbler, because
Yeah. I've finished on The Cobbler.
I have not finished on The Cobbler.
All right.
But here we go. I remember watching it and I was like, I have a feeling that this movie, Sandler was trying to make an Unbreakable type of superhero movie, where it's like so
Right.
grounded in reality, quote unquote, Sandler reality.
Right.
You haven't seen Unbreakable. The Unbreakable, what I call the Unbreakable, split Unbreakable Glass trilogy. It's very grounded in reality. It's very it's the M. Night Shyamalan actual good trilogy of movies, superhero movies and all that. And it's like The Dark Knight if it was like actually made in reality and not like any comic bookness whatsoever in it.
Cool.
I would say The Cobbler, Sandler was like probably saw Unbreakable, was like, hey, we should probably make a Unbreakable movie starring me, Adam Sandler. And everyone was just like, Sandler, your movies suck. And he's like, no, I'm gonna make another one. We're gonna take place in New York City because I want to vacation New York City for New Year's. And they're like, well, all right, fine, whatever. So they made it. It bombed at the box office. The critics hated it.
Mm-hmm.
I would have had a feeling that they would have made a sequel to The Cobbler if they actually wanted to, like Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2,
Right.
which I have no idea how that movie got a sequel, but
Right.
yeah, there's The Cobbler for you.
All right.
Now on to worst
Power tools.
power tool brands.
My least favorite power tool brand is Black & Decker.
Black & Decker.
Yes.
Why Black & Decker?
They are just crap. Well, they've improved in recent times. They're a little bit better than they once were, but they're definitely synonymous with basic homeowner power tool for people like my dad who refuse to spend money on anything. Oh god. I've never seen so many power tools with batteries that die out and batteries not lasting long and not being strong enough and just stuff breaking and just cheap feeling design and
AKA the Walmart of power tools.
yeah, pretty much. Even the Walmart power tools might be a little better.
Walmart has a brand of power tools?
They do. I don't remember the name of it. I have one of
yeah.
them. It's
Oh, dang.
some sort of saw, but
I didn't
it
even know
worked
that.
fine for me.
So what's, other than the battery, what else is bad about them?
Build quality, reliability.
Explain further.
It's cheap and you get what you pay for. They use cheaper plastic materials. What else? They're, specification wise, they're not that impressive either. And they're really just all about, if you want to just have a cheap drill or something for those few times you have to like drill a hole for a picture hanger or something in your studio artist apartment somewhere,
Studio apartment in New York City.
yeah, and that's perfect for you. If you want a drill that's gonna drill some serious holes in the wood and help you mount things in the wood, look for something better. But the funniest part of all is DeWalt and Black & Decker are owned by the same parent company. I think that's really strange. Sometimes DeWalt gets a bad reputation because of that, but DeWalt is, it's just far, far, far better than Black & Decker ever can be.
Or ever will be.
It's I guess it's like a Gibson guitar versus an Epiphone guitar. They're both owned by Gibson, but the Epiphone is far crappier.
Or a Disney Pixar movie versus a Blue Sky Studios movie.
Well, that's not the same company, or is it?
It is the same company.
Oh, it is?
20th Century Fox is now owned by Disney. Blue Sky Studios is owned by 20th Century Fox now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's an accurate comparison then.
Blue Sky Studios movies, for the most part, except for maybe Rio, in my opinion, Rio, Ice Age 2, and the Peanuts movie.
They did Ice Age?
They did Ice Age.
Oh.
All
At least they did something fine.
more or less. Ice Age 2 are good, but all the other ones suck. Anyway, most of the movies that they make, Blue Sky Studios make, are horse trash,
Yeah.
like Black & Decker, I guess.
Yeah, Black & Decker.
Most, not all, of course, but most Pixar movies are good.
Like
So,
DeWalt.
like DeWalt. So, and they're all owned by the same company now.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know much about power tools, as you probably know. Literally the only thing that I've bought is Craftsman, because once you get a good, reliable, like a brand, I like to stick with it.
Ah,
Like Ford
yes.
cars, Ford
They're
trucks. I
Most of the time.
more often than not
Yeah, they've had some flawed designs. But yeah.
in the 70s, not now.
And the mid 2000s, but I won't get into that.
No, but like I stick with Ford cars because my family has actually a history of Ford. If we ever talk about cars, which now you're thinking about, that might be your recommendation for next
Next
time,
but I have another idea.
But yeah, so we talk about cars, I'll tell you about my family history with Ford. But my family, at least, I've been brought up to be like, if you have a brand that's good and reliable, you stick with that brand and you don't sway away from that brand. So
That's a good way to look at it.
yeah, so I don't really have a bad brand of power tools, really.
So Craftsman then.
Craftsman. But Craftsman's been good, so I don't think it's bad. I'll just go off of you and be like Black & Decker, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
I have no experience with Black & Decker, really. The only...
you might have. You may have used Sihun O's drill once.
Oh, well, maybe that.
His orange one,
Well, maybe. Okay.
that's a Black & Decker, and I was disappointed when I had it.
Alright, well, I used that, I guess. It sucked. I guess that's the only thing I'll say about that, I guess.
How do you know it sucked?
Because I used it once. I think I used it to unscrew a screw, and it wouldn't come out. And
that's the Black & Decker for
yeah,
you.
that's Black & Decker. So, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's all I know about it.
All right. I think we're done with that segment, and now let's talk about the Jurassic Park ride.
Heck yeah. Now it's time for a theme park reviews brought to you by the people at D Podcast. D Podcast. When life gives you lemons, you drink them and then you pee it out and whatever. I don't know.
Sure. We'll go off of that.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a stupid joke. Anyway, very PG-13 rated.
Oh, yes.
That was a Michael Bay rated joke, or a Sandler joke right there.
Michael Bay joke.
Michael Bay featuring Adam Sandler. That would be a
Oh, my.
fantastic, terrible movie.
Yes.
Actually, Michael Bay is making a Netflix movie, and Adam Sandler is only making movies on Netflix now, so
It's possible.
they could make one now. Anyway, enough movies. Let's go on to a movie ride.
Oh, you snuck it in there.
Talk
yeah.
about Jurassic Park, the ride.
It's a fun one.
Let me tell you.
You will get wet.
You will get wet.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia. You will
Oh,
get
boy.
wet. That's it. That's an inside joke. But anyway,
Yes.
So this ride, Jurassic Park the Ride, is that not correct?
I believe that's the name of it.
Okay. It's within the Jurassic Park, the park,
Part of the Universal Orlando's
Studios.
Islands of Adventure.
Yeah. And I gotta say, walking into the Jurassic Park part of the park, I was kind of blown away. Like they had the actual gateway from Jurassic Park in there, or at least a prop from it. And I was really taken away from it. I really did enjoy the gate, as it were, of Jurassic Park. It made you think like you were actually entering Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they did a good job with it. That was, as far as effects go, that was one of the better ones they've done.
The gateway into the park.
Yeah, they did a
Yeah.
good job with that.
They did.
I liked it.
They did. Now on to the actual ride itself. Here's the thing about Universal rides, all except like that were actually based on movies.
Yes.
They're all very cinematic. They're all based on like a story, which I really do enjoy.
I bet
actually.
you do.
Yes. So first it starts out like this I guess it's a small world type of ride where it's just like you're just riding along in this boat. And
Right.
it's like you just looking at stuff. Like you actually look at dinosaurs and all that, like actually
Like animatronic.
yeah.
dinosaurs.
I was gonna say prosthetics, but It's not
prosthetics.
It's
Dinosaurs without arms.
It's animatronic dinosaurs, and they look awesome. I gotta say,
They did look good.
I gotta think that Universal Universal owns the Jurassic Park franchise.
Right, they do.
So I would assume that, and actually, most Jurassic World movies now rely heavily on CGI. So I would assume that they use the animatronics from the original Jurassic Park
They could have.
and put it into this ride. I would not. I wouldn't be surprised if
You
they
thought
did.
it looked that good?
Yes, they looked very well.
You know,
very well done.
If I had to guess, it's probably not the exact same animatronics, but it was probably designed by the same person.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That would make sense to me, at least.
I don't know. I mean, what else
It
could
looked
they,
good.
What else could they have done with the animatronics? Because they weren't. I don't think they probably used it for The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3 was mostly CGI. So I don't know what they would do with it. Just sitting around wasting money. So why not?
That's
just,
true.
Why not just put it in the park? I don't know. If you guys know, jump in the comments and tell us. But anyway.
Yes.
So, this ride, I thought was pretty good. At first, I thought it was I could record it,
Oh, he sure did.
but the attendant was like, seat number whatever, stop recording,
It's
and I was
like-
like, well, shoot.
Please, no recording. Please put your phone away.
Please
on the
put
duration
your
of
phone
the ride.
away.
It
And I was like,
something
well,
like that.
please put your phone away. And I
It
was
was
like,
very,
well, shoot.
it's very stern, but not like pissed off. Just really stern and serious is what I
Yeah.
remember.
Like, I saw this other person. She was, like, recording it, too. And I was like, well, okay, you can record this. Turns out you can't. And I learned that the hard way. But anyway. So,
I think they stopped the ride, didn't they?
they didn't stop the ride. They were just, like,
They cut off the audio.
they cut off the audio.
Yes, so the woman could speak over the microphone.
Oh, yeah. Whatever.
I remember that.
Anyway. So, you fill in whenever I lose the brain, like the thought about it, but
Sure.
so first it starts out like the like Jurassic Park, you know.
Like you're actually inside of the Jurassic Park
yeah, you get to see
on
all
the tour.
you get to see all the dinosaurs and all that. They're like huge, the huge ones, the herbivores, as
Yes.
you like to say.
Yes.
Not too many
Carnivores.
carnivores, because we'll get to that later. But anyway, you see a lot of herbivores. They're all like graceful and all that, very
Yes.
slow moving, and a lot of them kind of spray you with water and all that.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
But then as you get more toward the ride, you get to see, oh snap, some dinosaurs kind of broke out and some people are dead, and you're like, well, shoot.
The narrated voice.
The British sounding narrator voice time. The ever flowing blah 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 in England.
I think it's
You know.
the guy from like the old guy from Jurassic Park actually narrating the ride.
Could be. But all I remember is then that cuts off is like
Yeah, 'cause
shit
there was-
going on. Oh yeah, we gotta get you guys out of here. Cause there's always a we gotta get you guys out of here part at all these Universal Studios Orlando water rides.
Yeah,
At least
because
that's what it seems like.
yeah, because it builds a lot of suspension and a lot of it builds a lot of thrill to it, story wise.
See, back when the Jaws ride was a thing, it was the same way.
Man,
but
I
lamer.
would.
You didn't miss much.
I wish I could have seen the Jaws ride.
It was kind of art. It looked very ancient. Let's put it that way.
Eh, well, at least I could have experienced it.
Alrighty.
But anyway, so then you get toward I guess you go under some other things, and what else happens in there?
Then you go up inside of some sort of like lab area with vintage computer equipment, and I got very excited about that, of course. And it was real equipment too.
Yeah, probably from the actual movie.
Could have been.
I would not be surprised. The Samuel L. Jackson probably used one of those computers.
He very well could have, motherfucker,
Yeah. Anyway,
as he likes to say.
so what else goes on? Like,
Then you go up, there's a T-Rex that's like, oh,
oh yeah, I remember that. You see the like get to where like this dark corner, and then all of a sudden fire starts fuming. It's like T-Rex starts like and all that, and it's like, oh shoot! And then the platform starts to go slanted. Like, oh my gosh, no.
We thought that Donald Trump was about to say China, but
Yeah.
he didn't this time.
Yeah, actually. So, first I thought it was gonna be like a slow moving type of thing, and like some little scares and all that, but not like rip roaring type of ride and all that.
Or
But
the
then all of a
Hollywood
sudden,
Rip Ride Rocket.
like,
Yeah.
did it drop or did it like?
I think first it went flat up in like an elevated area. Then something else happened, probably another kind of carnivore dinosaur, and then it dropped.
Yeah. And that was
Then we
that was
just
scary.
Then we just went around and then got out, and then we formed an inside joke right there. It goes like this. Excuse me, sir, can I talk to you for a second?
Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a second?
'Cause
You can't be recording this. Okay.
We thought they were some guy was gonna come up that worked there and be like, excuse me, sir, can I talk to you for a second? Because he was filming, and they were gonna be like, we can't allow you to film on the ride. We'd be like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
If you do that again, we'll have to escort you out of the park.
They did.
Sorry.
They did. We would be talking. I'd be talking negatively about the park,
I'm
but
sure you would.
it wasn't the case. Anyway, so I gotta say the animatronics and the special effects that they had there was absolutely wonderful. I gotta say
It was.
the ride itself, though.
Not the most thrilling thing,
Not
but
the
it was
most
fun.
Not the most thrilling thing.
It was still fun.
It was fun. It just left a little distaste for me, I guess, because I just wish that, surprising enough, I wish there were more thrills, like
No,
more
I do too.
more fast
Yeah.
ride things, which I hate fast ride type of things because it's freaks me out. But I gotta say, first it was slow moving for like 3/4 of it, and then at the last like 2 minutes, it was just like fast and roaring and all that. I was like, what the heck is this? Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I wish that it had a lot more fast pace,
Yeah.
like through most of it, like the Mummy ride.
Oh man,
Mummy ride is one of my favorite rides.
that was
actually.
one of my favorites as well.
Not only is it has a good story with it, and it's hilarious.
It's a good coaster.
Yeah,
and it's indoors.
Yeah, and it's indoors, which freaks me out. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Jurassic Park.
Yes.
The ride. I gotta say, the special effects, the animatronics, and all the props that they put on this ride, very well done. I gotta say, very, very well done. I couldn't expect more from that aspect of it.
Yeah.
However, I wish there was more thrills with the actual ride itself.
I do too.
Yeah. So, is there anything else really to say about it?
No, that sums it up.
Well, what did you think? What was your favorite part of the ride?
The drop.
All right, the drop. What about the drop? How long did it last, or whatever? What did you see? Because after the drop, I probably like closed my eyes. I can't remember anything
Well,
after the drop.
It was just going down a hill that was made of man-made materials, like some sort of metal track with water flowing through it, and
Were there any animatronics there? Were there any dinosaurs? Because I didn't.
No, not at the drop part.
Oh, all
You
right.
just kind of drop.
I-
You come out of like a cave-looking thing almost.
Okay, because after the T-Rex, my mind just blanks because I closed my eyes.
When I saw the Rex, I was just like, here it comes.
When I saw the Rex, I was like,
China.
no. When I saw the Rex, I was like, oh snap, heck yeah, the T-Rex finally.
Yes.
And then I saw the drop. I was like, oh crap,
Oh, China.
oh China.
Yes. And
And then I closed my eyes and didn't open them until it stopped.
I enjoyed the ancient computer technology. The inside joke we came up with was pretty good. As a
Actually,
result.
I forgot about this. They had a map of Jurassic Park.
Yeah, they did.
Like a 3D model map of Jurassic Park when you first walk in. I was like, oh, snap.
Right, they did.
I took a video of that actually
Yes.
and pictures of it. It was very well detailed.
it was.
They could have not have done that, but they did. It was like little things like that just makes the ride better.
It does. It really does.
There's this guy that I guess designed most of these, I guess. I think designed them or it was like the head of Universal Universal Studios Resort or whatever,
Yeah.
theme parks, who's now transferred over to Disney and now is doing some weird Universal type of things with Disney park
Oh,
rides.
good. That means Disney can have some thrill rides.
Well,
Well, it has a few, but
he's the reason why the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror in California is being transformed into the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
oh,
He's the reason for that.
that's a midge.
Yeah. However, you can still go to Orlando.
Yes.
To have it.
And ride the Tower of Terror.
Yes, along with the Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
Yes.
It's being I don't think there are any rides. As far as I know, there aren't any rides that are being disassembled for another ride.
Not that I'm aware of. Not at Disney World.
Not at Disney World.
Or in Florida, but
Not in Florida or in California, except for the Tower of Terror.
yes.
But he is apparently using. He came up with the idea of engineering different rides to
Yeah.
make them different rides, I guess.
I agree. Yeah.
Which I don't really like that, but I get the business aspect of it.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, he does have a lot of thrill rides under his belt.
He does.
So he might do some good for Disney World,
We'll see.
and Disneyland, but we shall see. I would say it's more like a 3 to 5 year wait for him to actually put anything significant under his belt.
Right. Without a doubt.
But anyway, Jurassic Park the ride, I'd say is very good. It's
I do
just
too.
lacks a little
A little bit in the thrill aspect, but
bit in the thrill. But
overall, it's a good experience. Would ride again.
yeah, I would give it 4.25 stars out of 5.
I would give it a
Yeah, theme park rides. We're going to do stars ratings.
I'd
Yes.
give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5. Why 4 out of 5? Just
Oh.
because of the thrill.
Yeah.
Is that the only reason?
Well,
Pretty much.
it's not a 5 out of 5 because it's not thrilling enough for me.
Yeah, it's 4.25 out of 5 because again, the thrill.
Yes.
But I guess I put a little bit more into it because of the just the aesthetic of it. Just
Right.
all the detail that they put into it was just. I had to give them credit for that. It's a fun ride. I would highly suggest you do it. Just don't record anything when you ride it.
Yeah. They won't like it.
They will not like it, and they'll probably go up and say, excuse me, sir, or ma'am, can I talk to you for a second? Listen, you cannot be recording anything on this ride. We will have to escort you out of the ride or the
Whoa.
park.
Be spotted almost as fast as the Air Force will spot an intruder at Area 51.
Oh yeah, that meme. That's a thing that's going on right now. It's probably gonna date this. Yeah, there's this meme going on that's probably gonna date this podcast, but whatever. About Area 51. There's like 400,000 people
I think
signed
it's
up.
up to 1 million now.
Whatever. It's like maybe 400. Like, I don't know.
It's a ridiculous
50
amount of people.
50 people are probably gonna actually show up, but
And 50 people will probably get arrested or killed.
yeah,
Or both.
they're going to storm Area 51 because, quote unquote, they can't stop all of us.
Yeah.
You know what they said? They're going to do the
Naruto run.
Naruto.
Which is like
This-
something like that.
This stupid anime. It's
I
like
just tried to demonstrate it.
yeah.
Probably failed.
I know what people are going to say about anime. What I'm going to say here.
Oh, boy.
I don't care because I do not like anime except for Studio Ghibli films, but that's a rare exception. But the stupid Naruto run, whatever the heck it's called, Naruto.
Nakato.
I don't know.
Nakato.
I don't know, and I don't care. It's stupid. Anyway,
Nakato.
it's like you put your arms like
Behind you. Like,
put your arms behind you, and you like.
Japanese!
It's like you can outrun bullets and all that. They said
Yeah.
you can outrun bullets and all that, and it's like I have a feeling someone was high when they made this Facebook thing.
It's quite possible. However, anything's possible. I've watched a video today of a man who went to one of the gates of Area 51, and he licked one of the signs, then he stole the sign.
That's probably because the government allowed him to do that.
I think they fired a warning shot at him. But he still, at least if this is real, he kept the sign.
I don't.
Who knows?
Who knows? It's a thing. It's a thing, I guess. I don't. You know what? Actually, starting right here, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna talk about memes. This is gonna be the meme segment. Something so stupid and crazy in the internet that we have to talk about it. This is our first ever thing. I'm gonna put it in the podcast. This is the first. This is the first, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about memes. Area 51. This stupid.
It's
crap.
kind of funny
It's hilarious.
how
They're
far it's gone.
stupid millennials, Generation Z idiots.
That's me.
That's me too. I weep for this generation.
Me too.
Anyway, here comes the question. Hendry, you got a question?
Right. That leads us to today's question.
Question of the day. Or question of the 2 weeks.
Will you join the force against Area 51? Are you going to storm the gates? And are you going to find the UFOs? Let us know.
Just so you know, government, they can't stop all of us. JK, I'm not going to be doing it. Please don't.
Oh, neither will I.
Please don't hurt my house. Anyway,
Neither will I. I will
I'm not doing it. It's
laugh
stupid.
at the people who die.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
hate
watch.
to laugh at people dying, but they totally asked for it.
Yeah, I mean,
If this happens.
I'm gonna watch the Facebook live stream of this and just laugh my ass off at how stupid they are. Anyway, that's it for us on this, the fourth episode of D Podcast. Coming at you. Now it's time for the recommendations for the next best and worst segments and the next theme park ride review. Hendry?
And the next meme, I guess.
Yeah, they'll just
You
come
want
up
that
as...
to be spontaneous?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be surprise.
Cool.
Anyway, Hendry, what will your best and worst be next week or the week after? I don't even know if it's bi-weekly or weekly anymore. I don't even know.
Gotcha.
Cars?
We'll save that for the one after the next one.
All right.
The
That's
next
cool.
one, just because it's fresh on the brain, will be... I think I will talk about the best solid-state pinball machine system and the worst. that's a bit specific, but it's a good one to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. That's
That's mine.
that sounds pretty boneless. And I will talk about. Dang, I wasn't even thinking about this actually. Chief, I'm
My
sorry.
chief.
I'm sorry. I talked about movies the last 2 podcasts.
You did.
Maybe it's time to switch it up.
It is.
I think. Dude, no more movies. You know what? I haven't talked a lot about books on this channel, and I want to talk about books because I'm a big reader, and I listen to Audible all the time and listen to many books. I want to talk about more graphic novels. I'll talk about maybe the best and worst. The best and worst graphic novels, I think.
Okay.
I've read
very
a
broad.
It is. However, there's a lot of it. It's like the best and worst novels. It's so broad, but you know what it is when you see it. This could range from like, I'm going to extend it even further and be like, it's not just paperback and hard copy forms. It's like
Ebook too.
no, not. I mean, all graphic novels are ebooks, but I'm going to say like a 2-issue comic book run as well.
Oh,
I'm going to classify that as a graphic novel as well.
All right.
Because it is a story, and it's not just a one-off comic book. It's a multiple comic book story, which is kind of what a graphic novel is.
Well, I may have to look at buying another graphic novel then.
I mean, that's what really, the main thing is for you, because I don't know how many graphic novels you've read.
I have read completely from start to finish. I've read at least 1.
Well, there you go.
Maybe 2. There is one Superman one that I read a good bit of, and I remember liking it.
Oh, yeets. Well,
I gotta figure out what the name of it is.
well, we'll talk about that further in the next G podcast.
Yes.
And for the next theme park ride review,
The Mummy.
yes, the Mummy Ride, aka it's in the top 3 of my favorite rides of all time.
Same.
I-
At least at Universal.
I don't remember if it's number 1 or number 2. I don't think it's number 1. It's like I remember being number 2. There's like another number 1 that I'm forgetting.
Was it the Jimmy Fallon one?
No, that one was like
Meh.
dull and boring.
Yeah, it
But-
was.
That'll probably be that'll be the one after that, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that does it for us on this episode of D Podcast. Hopefully we'll have the SFGE review up for you shortly. As of this recording, I have not yet touched it,
No, not
but
yet.
it will be done. We will get that out to you hopefully very, very soon, along with a bunch of other stuff. I want to do more book stuff as well, like I've said. I want to review a lot of like books that I've been reading. I just don't know how to do the format of them. I want to do music reviews too. I just
Yes.
don't know how to do that with like copyright and all that.
Ah,
Plus, I gotta figure out that. But anyway, that should be coming to you hopefully within the next month. More stuff coming at you. And as always, I'm Slam, this is Skits.
we'll see you on the next podcast.
Heck yeah. And to the Area 51, I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. The worst Harry Potter line ever.
Oh wow.
Haters gonna hate, and